ready to play.
Shook.
Good
Luck.
try. Nice try.
Nice try.
Nice try.
Luck has really cleaned up over the past month. He has turned into quite the businessman.
He actually looks like someone you would see a college or maybe like high school teen movie. He looks like that kid that you pay him to do your math test for you, and he fills it out, and you say, don't get me an A, because then it'll look like I'm cheating.
Yeah.
I want a high B. So he fills out your math test to
Perfectly.
get you a high B.
He's like, I want an 88, and he's like, yeah.
And
boom, boom, boom,
you
boom.
toss him $40, and he's just like, all right, man, cool. That's what Luck looks like. But in reality, he's really cool. He likes to go to parties. He likes to be the life of the party. He's never lost a game of beer pong, over 1,000 consecutive beer pong wins, and he drinks all the beer for himself and his teammate and his opponent's beer. He'll drink 10 beers per beer pong game and play 16 games in a row and win them all.
Yeah. He forces all of his opponents to drink all the beers for being that good.
Now the players are warming up, but it's a lie. It's fake warming up because they're not technical. They don't wave dash or L cancel. They're just cheating. It only looks like they're wave dashing. They're just sliding along the ground, mashing their controller against their Jinko jeans, and they're not really getting anywhere.
Oh.
Notice that even in warm-ups, Denti is still notably worse. Luck is just beating him in this warm-up game.
I have nothing to say to that. Oh, I have everything to say to that.
Shot through the heart, and Luck's to blame.
Shot through the heart. You're too late.
I'm not to blame.
You gave love.
Don't you blame me. This is a real match.
A
This is
bad
happening.
name.
Luck on the right, Denti on the left. Denti's Ivysaur, a top Ivysaur, only rivaled by if Reflex still maybe plays Ivysaur
No.
in the entire nation.
I don't even think that Reflex compares at all.
Luck with very solid combos, and Luck begins this match by setting up. He puts out his bananas. He knows that Denti is not going to be as useful with bananas because as Ivysaur walking on those 4 Ivysaurish legs, he can't really make use of the bananas the way Luck, the bipedal chimpanzee, can.
So we got some good combos from Luck going into. Oh, he tried to end up. Well, he tried to end up doing a an aerial glide toss there, but ends up missing it, and it just goes straight into an air dodge, which is pretty bad.
Luck is confident. Luck must have done something because Luck is already fully
Oh my God.
warmed up on fire. And
Did you see that wave dash? That was a beaut. He ends up running forward, and he sees Ivysaur spacing, wave dashes back. Oh my God. Denti was not prepared for that.
All right, Denti now down a whole stock in this match. This is winners finals. It's going to be 3 out of 5. The winner of this set is going to be the player who adapts better. It's not going to be the winner of this match. It's going to be who can figure out their opponent and make the next few matches work. Denti has been susceptible to high-pressure opponents. In the past, we know he's lost to Falcos, and he'll typically win any match where his opponent doesn't keep him under wraps. And that strong showing from Luck was just a sample of what might happen if Denti can't figure out what to do. Denti does play Pit for situations where he feels out-pressured, and I would not be surprised to see some Pit come out.
I only think that he's going to go Pit is if he gets 2-0 right now. If he gets 2-0'd, then he'll either go Pit or he'll go Ganon. That's what I think.
As Ivysaur, I always really like Dreamland because when you hit them, they go really far away, but they don't die, and you can heal. You can just hold a button and heal percent. It's like the creators of PM thought about what was the most broken thing you could possibly include in a game, and they said Ivysaur is the character to get it.
Oh, y'all gotta properly DI that down throw, broskies. You need the DI that towards Diddy Kong so he can't end up doing that follow-up.
Denti's connection into his up B finisher is so solid that it makes it seem even more broken than it really is.
So we got a solid lead for Denti. Denti up 61, up a full stock at 81%, and doing a really, really good read off the stage from downtown, but doesn't get it.
And the whips are disjointed. That back air is disjointed, but Diddy Kong's up B is so hard to manage edge guarding because he can let it go at any time, and if it hits you, it could kill you at a very low
percent. Once again, bad DI from Denti. He needs to watch out for that fair, but that fair really hard to deal with. Hits harder and hits more diagonal down than Sheik's fair. Oh, the read! Wow. Oh, and luck ends up completely changing the entire momentum of this entire game over the course of 30 seconds.
Wow, and this game has been brought to even. Denti is wondering right now what he can do to deal with Luck's commanding stage control. When those bananas are out, Luck feels so safe, so confident, and Denti doesn't really have a comparable equivalent to the control that Luck can get with having two bananas available.
Well, even in general, Ivysaur's capabilities, just as a character with bananas, is really pales to compare to, but a read into up throw followed by up B is going to seal that game.
Savage Garden. So we have it 1-1 right now. Very interesting. We know which stages Luck likes. He likes stages like FD and Pokemon Stadium, and that's where he is. Now, both of these players are known to pick Pokemon Stadium frequently. It is a go-to counter pick for each of them. In this matchup, it does favor Luck. Denti would not take Luck here, but Luck will never not take an opponent here. It is his best stage.
It is his domain.
His favorite stage that doesn't get banned, because we know he loves FD, but typically any competent, smart player won't allow him to do his dirty work on FD.
Well, a lot of people feel this stage as like just an ultra neutral, and they would rather go to what feels to be Smashville version 2. Oh, that should seal it. Wow, that up B reached for the sky and ends up grabbing that ledge.
Denti conveniently knows the exact arc of effectiveness of his up B. He knows the exact range of where his up B will grab and where it won't grab.
Yeah.
And even when he uses it and it doesn't grab, he knows it wasn't going to grab.
Very smart player. Both of these players. Oh my God! Luck has been doing this all night long, pulling off these combos that just don't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
And Diddy's grab just seems so fast, especially the way Luck uses it to finish out high percent stocks from his opponents. He'll just hit you, and then all of a sudden, you'll be in the sky. You'll be skydiving upward.
Denti took complete control over both of those bananas and forced Luck to double trip. That doesn't happen very often.
It's always typical that players who are more brawl-centric than melee-centric have a much better control over items, especially the ones that stuck with brawl competitively for more than 3 or 4 years. They know just a little bit more about how to use items. Melee players are not used to that. They're not used to things like glide tossing and aerial glide tossing and...
That banana in the perfect spot to end up sealing that stock with a trip into a forward smash. So, both characters going back to neutral. Both characters really quite great at the zoning game. But both play a little bit differently. Ivysaur focusing on getting in with forward airs, down tilts and jabs. Diddy Kong focusing on getting in with bananas, peanuts, and dash attacks.
Bananas, peanuts, and dash attacks. That is actually the name of Luck's new mixtape. You can find it on iTunes.
So we got both bananas back on. Luck deciding I'm not going to approach unless I have both bananas. That's just not a very wise decision. Oh my god! Oh, that was the sickest.
Luck?
That was the oh my god!
Luck has been able to combine the fact that Diddy Kong's moves all combo into each other with the other fact that Denti doesn't know how to escape any combos.
That was insane! I mean, I'm sponsoring Denti, so Luck is a jerk, but that was insane.
Luck is indeed a jerk. I can promise you he still owes me $5.
3, 2, 1, go!
So now it's Denti's turn to counterpick the stage. Denti says Dreamland, I'm gonna hit you away and I'm gonna heal. And Luck says no, it doesn't matter because I'm never gonna die. And even if you hit me away, I'm just gonna get some more bananas out.
All right, so we got 3 stocks apiece. Denti is not at kill range, choosing the stage for its massive blast zones that Ivysaur doesn't really care about. Ivysaur focusing on a lot of he can't survive that.
Ain't no thing, says Luck, as they get back into even. However, Luck is up a match, so Denti really needs to make the stage work for him.
I think he's made it work for him thus far with the first stock. End up sealing a stock at like 90%. As long as he Luck has this amazing flow chart that he always uses on every single person. And it was really bad in the beginning, but he has fine-crafted it so much following that down air off stage and just covering/reading every possible option you have.
And that is the power of Ivysaur's up B in combo form. All of its higher up hitboxes just form that kill move that'll kill any opponent at 65 or 70, even on a huge stage like this.
Both characters going back to neutral. Denti end up catching multiple fares. A
roll-on might have been a better option there for Denti.
I always feel like roll-on is just such a bad option against Diddy Kong.
It's only when they're at that maximum range.
Yeah. That will not seal this stock. We're at even percents, roughly. Oh, wow. Side B really covering the options there.
Denti shouting, just die already, as he digs his 17 titanium steel combat knives into Luck's lower abdomen, and it's 2-2. Luck has the pick. Luck has the control of counterpicks. Where will Luck go?
They're asking for legality. One moment.
What was your question? What was the question?
They were asking for Distant Planet.
Counterpicks are WarioWare, Yoshi's Island Brawl, Skyworld, FD, Lilac, and FOD.
All right.
Skyworld is legal. Not Skylaw.
So where do they go? Fountain? That's an interesting as heck counterpick. Will Denti stay?
Fountain. Why?
I don't know, but I want to say it's because Diddy Kong's combos are very free form, and Diddy Kong can juggle in all ranges of the platforms. When the platforms are at half height, Diddy Kong can do some kind of cool things with bananas, but look at this. Oh my god, I forgot how...
Jeez!
Taste the rainbow.
That was a 0 to death.
Denti, he said, taste the rainbow. It tastes like blue raspberry. There's only one flavor in the rainbow.
Oh my. They're just... That's how strong his rainbow is.
And Luck is shaken. He's shocked, but he's trying. He doesn't want to go down. He wants to be in grand finals. Both players do. Both players care so much about this game.
He's actually brought, I was about to say, he's actually brought it back completely. All he needed was a kill move, but he was able to do it beforehand. Completely brings it back just from sheer good mechanics alone, and understanding of his character and spacing around Denti. So we got both bananas on stage. Denti was in a bad position, wants to maintain on the ground. Don't. Ugh. Side B, trying to catch him through his side B. One thing that you should focus on in the Diddy matchup is trying to catch Diddy Kong out of his side B. It's really punishable. The attack off of it doesn't have very much priority, and it's an excellent way to seal stocks early on. Oh, in a bad spot here.
Wow, and Denti is making this stage work for him, even though his Luck's counterpick. Denti is using his whip aerials to make the platforms work for him the way a Marth would, and Luck, while performing beautiful combos, is just not...
Oh, wow. Up B shield poke into fair.
He's not keeping it even, but he has this one chance to do a Luck-style finishing combo.
Up throw. Oh, and that's it.
And that was the 5th match of Winners Finals. Denti barely taking it, but beautifully taken.